Hello, my name is Alice. I am 13 years old. Some years ago, I had a vision, like 5 or 6 years ago, I had a vision that God gave me. And I was heading home from a martial arts class. I lived in Naranjito, so I was in the Naranjito Bridge heading home. And I am in the car with my mom. And I see through the window a really big rock falling from the sky from nowhere. And it was really big, but I saw it from a certain distance, so I knew that I saw it from where I saw it. It was little, but it was really big up close. It looked like if I got up close, it would be really big. And then I see it falling down to the Naranjito River under the bridge. And I asked my mom, "Mom, did you see that?" And my mom says, Do you see that? You saw that too?" And then as we see it falling, and nothing happens. And it really looked really big. Some years later, I know it was an asteroid. And at that moment, my mom told me what visions were and how God gave them sometimes. Because both of us knew that it was a vision and that there was no way that a rock that big could hit a river and nothing happened, not even a sound. Some years later, I have a dream about the Rapture. And in that dream, I'm in front of my home. And I'm like looking at the street, and the street is full of cars. A lot of cars. And I thought, wait, what is this? An evacuation? And I go inside my home, and I see that my mom isn't there. So I call my brother, and my brother came. And I think in those years, I was like at an age where I could at least drive a little. And I got in the car, in the driver's seat. And my brother got in the car, and I started driving onto the street. And as I drove, I see that a lot of kids have been left behind in what seemed like an evacuation. I didn't know if it was an evacuation or not, but I know that a lot of kids were left behind. And then I start opening the car's doors, and I start screaming to the kids. I tell them, get inside the car right now. And as they all get inside, I start driving down the street, and then I suddenly stop the car. I open the door, I get off the car. The kids behind me in the car just opened the doors and got off the car too. There was a lot of people around me, and I can see that in their phones they're like making jokes, or there's jokes in the internet of people saying that the aliens are coming and that the aliens are coming for us or something. And then I look up and I see that the clouds are shining like a really bright light. And I see the clouds coming down. I can't see anything because at some point the clouds got in my eyes. And then when I can see again, I fall onto the ground in like praising position, with my head to the ground, and I know that the Lord is in front of me, standing in the clouds. And then I tell the Lord, I'm sorry and thank you. And then I see that nothing happens for some seconds, and I started my head starts trying to look up and trying to see at his face. But as soon as I even see the light of his face, his face was shining. He was shining bright. I couldn't even look at him. And as soon as I even saw a little shine in his face, I go down again, really hard onto the floor, and I say I'm sorry, because I thought that maybe that would be like a disrespectful thing to try and wash his face from how beautiful it was. And as soon as I go into the ground again, thinking it was a really disrespectful thing to try and look at his face, I tell him, I'm sorry. I understand if you want if you don't want me to be with you. I understand if you want me to go to hell. And then he tells me, stand up. And I stand up. I was walking down a really, really dark street with the Lord. I started walking down the street with him. We're not holding hands or anything, but I know I'm walking with him. And as we are walking, I see that the street has a lot of creaks in it, like as if an earthquake or something happened. And as we were walking, I see a lot of monsters, a lot of demons around us, as if they were trying to attack me, but they couldn't attack me because I was walking with God, with the Lord, or with Jesus. I don't know. It was one of the two, or the Father or the Son, but I know I was walking with the Lord. I know I was walking with God. And the demons looked so desperate to try and attack me. But I know I was walking with the Lord, and the demons looked like plants, like really, really dry leaves, dry plants, and they look all gross. It looked terrible. And then the dream ended, and I had like a little deja vu, but just an image, I saw that I was at a table with my two hands on the table, and I was wearing like a white robe or something, but I was with my two hands on the table, on like a wooden table, and it was really bright around me, but not as bright as the Lord's face.